Good morning, everybody. Today is February 4th, 2020, and this is your Wuhan coronavirus update for the day. Luckily, overnight, there were no further confirmed cases in the United States. As of right now, there are 20,694 cases across the globe, of which 2,790 are listed in critical condition. As of right now, there's a recorded 427 deaths, as well as 730 people who have recovered from this disease. Now, out of the 1,157 people who have, on record, either lived through this disease or died through this disease, 37% have perished. That's a 37% mortality rate. I don't believe this disease has a 2% mortality rate, and many other people do not. I do not know where they got that number from. I do believe it's lower than 37%, and we'll see as more conclusive statistics come out. But this thing has a higher mortality rate, and it's much scarier than the media is letting on to believe. Now, overnight, there were no cases in the United States, which I am happy for. I do expect more to pop up, so does the government. But what's unsettling to me is what's going on outside of the United States, especially in Asia. So I'll go over those real quick. I got 3 different instances here that you need to be made aware of. The first is South Korea. So South Korea reported their 16th case. This woman, she recently returned to South Korea from Bangkok, Thailand on January 19th. She sought treatment for her illness on January 25th, and yesterday she was confirmed to have the Wuhan coronavirus. Here's the thing. This woman never went to China. She has never been to China. She went to Bangkok, Thailand, which Thailand has the second most amount of cases out of any country aside from China. They have 25 confirmed cases. 6 cases came overnight. So this woman never went to China, which means if this woman went to Thailand and she flew to the United States, flew to the UK, flew to anywhere, she wouldn't be screened, she wouldn't be tracked, she wouldn't be quarantined. That's a huge problem. It's a huge problem for the world. Second instance, Thailand itself. So Thailand added 6 additional cases overnight, and these are pretty scary. The first, 2 Chinese tourists. Nobody's surprised by that. That's what we've been seeing pop up in different countries across the world. Chinese tourists are bringing the disease out of China into a new country. But 4 of these cases are person-to-person contact. 2 of them were hire car drivers, basically taxi drivers, who picked up Chinese passengers. So they are Thai individuals who are working, doing their job, who got sick from Chinese passengers. That's not super crazy because we have seen that in other countries, but here's the other thing. The other 2 people were a couple who were Thai, so they're not from China, they're not from anywhere, they're from Thailand, who recently returned from a trip to Japan. They have not been to China. So these are 2 instances overnight of individuals who went to other countries that are not China, who brought back the Wuhan coronavirus, got sick, and have been confirmed cases. That's very, very scary. Now, the other scary thing, and it's pretty worrisome, is about the transmissibility of it. How does this transmit from people to people? What's the transmission style? Nobody knows. Is it airborne? Is it water droplets? Is it surfaces? They're still trying to figure that out. Singapore had 6 cases overnight. 4 of these cases are the first cases of local transmission in Singapore. So basically what happened was there were tour groups that went to a health shop, a health products shop. 2 of the women working at the health products shop were infected with the Wuhan coronavirus, as well as the female tour guide who brought the groups to the health shop. But that's not it. One of the women who works at the shop her Indonesian maid also became infected. So basically, these individuals were infected through somebody in the tour group, and then one of these workers actually infected her maid. So that is incredibly scary. Some things you need to take into consideration when you're researching this virus is the incubation lag time. These infections are not popping up right now, as well as the amount of time that somebody is in medical condition, critical condition. When somebody seeks treatment, there's about a 14-day average from initial symptoms to death. 14 days, 2 weeks. The incubation period is the same amount of time. This thing takes a month to kill you, if it does kill you. These infections happened over 2 weeks ago. We are just now seeing the effects of transmissions that happened over 14 days ago. So how many people got sick as opposed to these individuals? How many people did these individuals get sick while they were asymptomatic and not showing signs? There have been several studies that have shown that asymptomatic transmission is possible. So if asymptomatic transmission is possible, this disease is very, very, very contagious. It is very worrisome. And if people are getting it from traveling to countries other than China, how do we stop the spread? There are countries that are racing and organizations and universities that are racing to find a vaccine to be able to stop this. This is unprecedented. The reaction from the governments, the world governments, world organizations, is not in line with what I hear on the media and people saying that it's overblown and it's all hyped and this, that, and the other. It doesn't make any sense. In order for us to eradicate this disease, isolation is the only solution. The sooner, the better. The sooner that we isolate ourselves and the sooner that we are able to not transmit this disease to other individuals, the better. We need to isolate ourselves and stay away. That's the only way that this disease is spread. The United States needs to take action. The world needs to take action. What needs to happen is people need to stay in their homes for 45 days, not leave. If they get sick, call the authorities and allow the authorities to come, quarantine them, isolate them, and treat them. The problem is nobody has the ability to isolate themselves in their house for 45 days. If we tried to isolate ourselves for 45 days, 99% of people would run out of food and they would have to go out and get food, and it would perpetuate the illness and continue the spread. This is the issue that we're running into. Now you need to prepare yourself. If the government isn't going to isolate people, you need to prepare yourself to self-isolate. You need to purchase food, a little bit of water, supplies. You need to get ready to hunker down and not see the world for roughly 3 months, would be my estimate. I beg of you, please take this seriously, because it's just getting worse. And when people realize the seriousness of this illness and the seriousness of this outbreak, they're gonna freak out. And you need to be prepared and not need anything by the time that that happens. So please start stocking up on food, high carbohydrate, non-perishable canned goods. Make it happen. That's my update for the day. I appreciate you all. I wish you the best of luck out there. I hope this helped.